I have a pretty cool scar on my big toe from the time I almost completely severed it with a hatchet.
Sorry, can you read the first part of that sentence again? Because there was some clapping and I missed the anatomy.
I have a pretty cool scar on my big toe from the time I almost completely severed it with a hatchet. I think it's a really neat looking scar, and I'd like to be able to show it to more people, but I don't know how to bring it up in casual conversation. How do I organically get people to acknowledge and appreciate my cool scar? And that's from It Really Is Cool in Rochester.
Are you here? All right.
I'm thinking about the physics of it.
Yes, this is my immediate question is, what's your toe doing around the action line of a hatchet? I can't think of too many.
Before, if you almost severed, not split it in twain, mind you, which I'd get. You had your foot
at a rakish angle.
Okay, now Griffin, now listen.
Were you juggling it?
Before we get too sassy here, if used as directed, most hatchets do tend to avoid the blood-emitting sections of the body. I would argue if you have hit yourself with a hatchet, something has gone terribly wrong with the arc of the hatchet. No matter where you hit, it was an unfortunate occurrence, I think, Griffin. It doesn't matter if it's the toe or anywhere. It was probably a big mistake.
Was it, can you just shout a one-word answer, was this an injury of hubris or of accident? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? Without saying yes or no,
I get it. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I, generally speaking, am not scoping toes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Sounds like someone who is scoping toes to me. I don't think you'd go around, you wouldn't walk into a room like, hey, I scope toes.
I'm not scoping toes. If I was the type of person who scoped toes and I saw a big scar on a toe, I'm not going to be like... The idea that I'd be like, what are those? At your scar is
I will say this. If you're like out there in like sandals with this cool scar, they're not going to bring it up, but they are excited if you like, hey, would you like to know how I got this wicked scar on my toe?
Gotcha. Look, you're going to have to do a lot of like propping your feet up on the cooler.
Yeah. No one's going to ask. You could wear a shirt that says, ask me about my bad toe, and people still would not ask about it, I don't think.
Oh, but you could use it like a early 2090s like ABC sitcom, Dad, like, you know, seems like life's got you down. You didn't do too well on the test. You know what that reminds me of? The time I almost cut my toe off with a hatchet. Oh, what's that you'd like to see?
I bet.
I bet you would, but first let's talk about premarital sex or whatever.
You know, when you commit premarital sex, it's a lot like you're cutting off a part of your body that you can't get back.
Now, luckily, I didn't go all the way with my toe. I stopped at third base.
You'll have a lot more than a scar if you commit premarital sex. That scar's gonna be on your soul when you get to heaven.
Sorry, where?
Heaven. That's where Mr. Bean goes when he dies.
I don't care how...
He goes to hell.
No way. I know Mr. Bean goes to hell for sure.
I don't care if you figure out a way to bring it up in conversation. You can sell this story to me however you like. I am not, I repeat, not going to look at your toe. You could make a trailer for this story. You could do a fashion shoot for the toe. You could buy a cameo for me from the toe. I am not going to look at it. No way, no how, no thank you.
Unless the scar spells something out.
Their name. What'd you say your name was? Michael? You're never going to believe this shit. I almost cut my toe off in the shape of your name. You got to check this shit out. How'd you almost cut your toe off with a hatchet? It shouldn't.
Were you barefoot?
We're not going to get the answer to this. Can you text someone a picture of your big toe scar and then immediately follow up with, oops, wrong person. Please delete.
I thought Griffin meant to like our organization, which I don't need it.
Fuck no.
Can't be more explicit. We don't want to see your toes. And it's not because of the scar. That's just a general rule we have about toes.
Don't want to see no toes.
No toes.
Here's what you do. Are you ready? You go to the people who are most important to you in your life. You tell them, hey, listen, if I ever get in a horrible accident and you have to identify my body without my head on it, I need you to see this scar.
If I get too crazy with the hatchet again.
Listen, that hatchet's out to get me. Sometimes I see it in dark alleys following me around. If that hatchet ever gets me, I want you to be able to identify the wound.
Griffin, I'm so mad, man, because Travis has had one of the best ideas I've ever heard, and you cheapened it into a joke. Travis had such a great solution to this problem. I can't believe you turned that into something as puerile as a goof. Travis just solved this one, Griffin. We should take a moment to recognize it.
You're right.
I can't tell if you're serious or not. I'm not used to this kind of feedback.
No.
I guess I assumed that any suggestion we gave that had anything to do with when you talk to your friends and family about your death, that it wouldn't actually be on the level. But I apologize for misreading the situation.
Yeah.
Speaking of, have I told you guys about when I die what I want?
How are we going to identify Travis? Probably from his many tattoos, I would guess, as a starting point.
That can be faked. I need you to look inside. I've swallowed a series of objects. The order is important.
Right.
One of them is a key, but it's not the one you think is a key.
I'll show you the diagram backstage. It's color-coded. That matters.
Okay.
I'm not going to hold your butt up to a candle, Travis, no matter what you say.
God damn it, Justin. It's in my will, so you legally have to.
Legally, we have to hold his butt up.
I begrudge
You need to carbon date some of the items.
Sure, thank you. We will.